the consent form that says, I give consent for Kody to adopt the kids.
More and more to have a better relationship with my daughters, I realize some of the mistakes I've made.
Is it just me? Or does the whole adoption storyline come off as incredibly manipulative? Rewatching it now, it really feels like Robyn's ex was backed into a corner. I mean, they broadcast the whole thing on national TV, complete with emotional footage of Aurora crying and begging to be adopted by Kody. Meanwhile, they drag the biological dad through the mud, painting him as some absentee villain, even though they also admit he was regularly calling and staying in contact with the kids. Conveniently forgot to mention that part while pushing the narrative, Let's be real, the guy didn't have a national platform to defend himself. He couldn't respond while they told millions of viewers how unfit he was. And then, right on cue, they dangle a promise of wiping out debts and medical bills. How generous. Almost like a bribe wrapped in a guilt trip. It all screams pressure campaign, not a mutually agreed parenting decision. And the kids. Oh, that was hard to watch. Dayton looked like he was trying to disappear into the couch. Brianna seemed totally confused and caught off guard. Aurora, though, she was sobbing with joy, like someone just told her she was getting a pony and a lifetime supply of brownies. Kody, naturally, was thrilled, until he noticed Dayton and Brianna weren't clapping like trained seals. Then he got all pouty. Like, sorry your big, life-altering announcement wasn't met with a standing ovation. What really got me was how the family framed it. Great news, kids, your real dad, you know, the one you still talk to and probably love, has just legally signed you away. Let's celebrate. Seriously. It might have been a win for the parents, but for the kids, that's heavy. Especially for Dayton, the oldest, the most aware, and already processing the world in his own deep and careful way. This isn't something you just spring on a kid like a surprise birthday party. And let's not forget how Robyn's been slowly rewriting the family script from day one. Remember in season 1 when she points to a picture of Kody and asks little Brianna, "Who's that?" Brianna innocently says, "Kody." And Robyn corrects her. "No, that's Daddy." Brianna had a dad, one she was still seeing, but that didn't matter, apparently. Even after the adoption, when the kids see their biological father, they're clearly happy to be with him. So, who exactly was this adoption really for? Because from where I'm sitting, it wasn't for the kids' best interest. It was about optics, control, and cementing Kody's fantasy of being super dad. Oh, and Robyn's side profile still gives off Major Grandpa from Courage the Cowardly Dog vibes. Just saying. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Aurora and Brianna look absolutely drained. It's like you can see the weight of all the narcissism from Kody and the constant victim complex from Robyn just wearing them down. They seem so beaten down and depressed. Honestly, I can't even imagine the vibe in that house. It must be suffocating. It was tough to watch, and as much as I hate to admit it, Brianna sounded a little too much like Robyn, which made it hard for me to believe her reaction was truly heartfelt. But then, Aurora, she really stood out. You could tell she was genuinely upset for her sister and the whole mess they're in. I really appreciated how she defended her brother and said kind things about him, even though I'm sure Robyn wasn't thrilled to hear it. It gave me a glimmer of hope for her. If she ever gets out of there, maybe she'll find her own voice and be able to live her life on her own terms. Brianna definitely had a mini-Robyn moment, though. It's like they're just under so much pressure. But hey, it was nice to hear that she and Gabe have a solid relationship. Honestly, though, these girls just don't seem like typical kids their age. It's like they don't have any opinions or real independence. They're like little Stepford children, no rebellion. Aside from the ear piercing, of course, no pushing boundaries. It's all a little unsettling. But when you think about it, their upbringing was pretty bizarre. Imagine being their age and having your mom marry into a family of 20 plus. They were probably completely lost, just trying to make sense of it all. And then, moving around constantly. No wonder they seem so out of touch. I really hope they figure things out as they get older. I'm sure they'll eventually pull away from their parents once they can see things more clearly. I'm honestly concerned for them. It feels like they've gone through so much emotional turmoil thanks to their parents. Why didn't Robyn invite Meri into her home? Simple. Not only did the sister wives pay for it, but she can't even be bothered to offer them a cup of coffee. Seriously, the audacity. We need to get to the bottom of this season. Why can't anyone step foot inside? But hey, she's totally down to host Christmas. Because she can hide the horde for a day or two, but there's no way she's making that effort every time someone wants to visit. That's what cracks me up every time Robyn's on screen. She's absolutely devastated over the family falling apart. Except, it's been falling apart for years now. What exactly is she mourning? How often were they all spending time together? It's honestly ridiculous. It's like Kody claiming he wanted 50-50 custody. Have we seen any evidence of that? No. Yeah, that's because it doesn't exist. That's when I realized Robyn is just a slick little snake, putting on this whole act. Her breakdown over the family breaking up is nonsense. How many times did Robyn reach out to the others to plan outings or try to strengthen relationships? She talks about her dream of sitting on a porch with her sister wives being shattered. But when were they ever actually on the porch together? Robyn doesn't want anyone seeing the inside of her house. And honestly, I think Meri expected to be let in. That's why she showed up without a coat. But did you notice? Robyn answers the door, coat on. That decision had already been made, by Robyn, of course. Also, where was Kody? Oh, we know he was home. His coat was inside. He's wearing the same one in the next scene with Christine at the restaurant. And again when he's arguing with Janelle. You know he thinks that leather jacket makes him look cool, so there's no way he's switching it up anytime soon. Is anyone else catching how hard Tony has been coming for Christine lately? Honestly, it's starting to feel downright disrespectful. He's handing out unlimited grace to Kody and Robyn while Christine gets nothing but criticism. Was he always like this, or did I just miss the memo? The way he talks about family dynamics as if he's been around from the start is just irritating. It makes perfect sense why he and Robyn get along so well. Same vibe, same attitude. And don't even get me started on Michael T's behavior toward her mom. That's a whole other level of disrespect. Tony's really just chasing his 15 minutes of fame, thinking that tearing Christine down will get him some attention and a following. But let's be real, the guy's barely been in the family for 5 minutes and somehow believes he knows everything about them. Newsflash, he doesn't. He's basically a mix of Kody and Robyn's attitudes, which is not a good thing. Honestly, he needs to grow up. It's clear he's still bitter that Christine didn't roll out the welcome mat for him from day one. And it's almost like he's trying to prove he can be the better family member. But here's the thing. Christine's love is unconditional. Kody and Robyn's isn't. Get over it, Tony. Can we get a poll going to see who's worse, Tony or Michael T? Because, seriously, Tony's disrespect toward his wife's mom is appalling. If my husband recorded himself talking trash about my mom, I would lose my mind. Also, Groomzilla vibes, anyone. And he still thinks he's besties with Robyn, which is laughable. I honestly think Robyn convinced Tony to help pick out Michael T's wedding dress to take the heat off Kody choosing hers. You cannot convince me otherwise. Too bad it backfired, though, because all the moms still thought it was totally insane for him to be involved in that. Ha ha ha, Robyn, she's insufferable. Alright, let's talk about Kody's finest moments. Here's a classic. Kody casually admits that, at the start of his relationship with Christine, he wasn't attracted to her, wasn't in love with her, and basically found her repulsive. But of course, he's completely baffled when she eventually leaves him and acts like she's the one who betrayed him. Newsflash, buddy, you destroyed that relationship. Oh, and remember that time he skipped out on Isabel's surgery. Big shocker there. I mean, what's more important than being there for your kid, right? Oh wait, nothing is more important than Kody's fragile ego. And then there's the gem that made me even think to make this post. Remember when he panted like a dog and said Janelle and Christine were like, "Pick me, pick me"? Seriously, imagine mocking people you claim to love like that. Pure gold. Let's not forget his couch interview about Isabel's surgery, where he casually says, "I just wish she'd hurry up and get better so I can stop feeling bad." Can you feel the empathy? Yeah, me neither. It's always about him. Oh, and that time Christine wanted to move back to Utah, and Kody casually admitted he lied about wanting to move back, just so he could watch her get attacked when she suggested it to the wives. The man actually giggled at the thought of throwing her under the bus. And when she walked off crying, I legit almost cried with her. But wait, there's more. When they were in Wyoming painting the ranch, Kody took his mother's breakfast burrito out of her hands, ate half of it, and then had the nerve to laugh and say, "She's so sweet, what's mine is mine, and what's hers is mine." That was the moment I knew I couldn't stand him anymore. So here's a theory I've been mulling over. Let's be honest, Kody clearly wasn't getting busy with Meri or Janelle. The only one he seemed to have any physical connection with was Robyn, and occasionally Christine. But let's get to the real question. Was it Kody's idea to stop being intimate with Christine, or was it Robyn pulling the strings? I mean, it's not like Kody's not attracted to Christine. He's been more than capable of making babies with her. So, what's the real deal? My bet is Robyn was the one behind the no more intimacy with the other wives move. Once she realized Kody would go along with it, she knew it was just a matter of time before he'd start leaning into monogamy. In Robyn's mind, this is probably what she had planned all along. Make Kody think it was his idea. Remember when she went on during and after the visit to the other polygamous family about how she was the only one still able to have kids? She was so offended. The group discussed Kody having more kids, and it was clear it was all about her. But it also occurred to me, she thought she was the only one still having sex with him. Kody didn't exactly shut down that idea either. In fact, he kept repeating this whole, "we haven't acted like husband and wife" line. Then Christine, bless her, makes a comment like, "A couple of times a year doesn't make a marriage," and boom, can of worms opened. Robyn didn't even realize Kody was still sleeping with Christine. How could he justify that, especially when Christine can't have more kids? So, let's be real here. Kody's been sneaking around with Christine a couple of times a year, and Robyn doesn't know it. Awkward, right? Here's the thing. I've always believed Kody's trash-talking Christine on the show was to win brownie points with Robyn. She's clearly the one he's most intimidated by, and no doubt, Robyn has made her feelings about Christine known. So, to prove his loyalty, Kody starts tearing into Christine to make sure Robyn feels like she's the number one. Classic Kody move. Now, I also think Kody withholds affection as a form of punishment. If Christine doesn't play along, he tries to withhold physical intimacy to get her in line. It's a pretty classic control tactic. But hey, what do I know? Both Janelle and Kody have said there weren't any problems with intimacy in their marriage. Janelle wasn't into PDA, sure, but that doesn't mean they weren't having sex. So why is it that everyone's so convinced they weren't? Even Christine said intimacy wasn't an issue when it came to her and Kody. Is it because Christine isn't the stereotypical perfect wife in terms of size, or what? I just find it fascinating how everyone knows the opposite of what they've actually said. And then there's Robyn, with her claim that the other wives rejected Kody's affection. Wait, so are we supposed to believe that Kody was trying to initiate intimacy with Meri and Janelle, and they were just flat out turning him down? And how exactly does Robyn even know about this? Did Kody come running to her like, "Hey, Robyn, Christine totally shut me down when I was at her place"? Can you believe that? I mean, seriously, how would Robyn even know this stuff? The whole thing's bizarre. Kody's sudden urgency in demanding a timeline from Meri about IVF is, to put it lightly, a little odd. It's not like he's exactly lacking in kids. Robyn threw out the suggestion, but it's pretty clear Meri can't juggle carrying kids for herself, Kody, Robyn, and Kody all at the same time. It's interesting how, as soon as the offer is made, the pressure ramps up. If Robyn were really being upfront, she'd admit she probably has her own agenda here, wanting another pregnancy with Kody. It's not about just helping Meri, it's about her own baby-making plans. Meri, on the other hand, seems to be using this moment as a way to exert some control over the situation. She can delay Robyn from getting pregnant. The whole sister-wives dynamic is just one long game of power struggle, with everyone pretending they're not fighting for control, when clearly they are. It's like a reality show where no one's story is compelling enough without a little drama. Honestly, I think it was all just a ploy to inject some excitement into a stale storyline. Kody and Meri's scenes were getting dull, and even though Meri said no, it gave them plenty of screen time to play with. But here's the kicker. For Meri, it's probably not even about pulling the strings on Robyn's reproductive plans. IVF and surrogacy are different routes to dealing with infertility, and Robyn suggesting she be Meri's surrogate isn't as nefarious as it might seem. The real issue is that Kody has weaponized Meri's infertility for years. In the latest season, he even used it as an excuse to shortchange her out of her share of Coyote Pass, citing her having just one child. The IVF storyline, I'm betting, was his idea, probably pitched to the producers as a way to stir up some emotional drama. By that point, Meri had accepted that having more kids wasn't in her future, but Kody wouldn't let it go, pushing her and pushing her, until he flipped the script and told her no, that if they were having another child, it would have to happen naturally. Of course, naturally meant wasn't going to happen at all. It's hard to blame Meri for struggling with infertility when everyone around her seems to be popping out kids, especially in their faith, where women are judged by their ability to have children. It wouldn't surprise me if, on some level, she felt like a failure for something totally beyond her control. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.